Alright everyone, welcome back, and before we get started on this saw today, I want to show you a few things that I've done around the shop, and one of those things is directly behind me, so let's get started. Alright, so the first thing I want to show you is I've created this little spot for all my saws, and before they were all just all over my bench and everything. So what I've done is I'm alternating top to bottom, so handle on this one's up first and then it's down here so it'll fit really tight. So the reason I've done this was it was on the floor and I didn't want to step over my saws or have it in my house, so I just created this little section. As I get more and more saws, I'll start bringing them this way, and I'll have to move all my clamps that are back here, but that's not an issue. So this actually works really well because the handle, so my bench is about this far away from the wall, so the handle actually fits snug right in between, and the saw blade does too, so it works really well. I highly recommend doing something like this. Alright, so the second thing I've created is, or what I want to show you, is I took some cedar and split them to equal lengths, and then I made the top, I planed it down and got it really smooth. So look, it works really nice, and planed this side, also this side, so there's no gap in between. Because for an example, I'll bring my saw over here, or my saw handle, and I'll clamp it in. And the reason it's why I used a softwood was because I'd rather mar all of my wood right here, the outside wood. I'm using as basically a clamp, so I don't mar this, because this is what I want to keep. Because what I do is, if you guys look, I plane the sides right here first. So I like to have this as a sturdy area where I can take my file card and just scrape all this down. I'll show you guys some examples later on. I'll do a separate video on this setup, but it works really nice having everything all nice and secure. Because before, what I would do is I'd have to hold this in my hand and start scraping, and what was really hard is get all this middle and just scrape all these little tight spots, like right here in the middle, where now if I want to do that, I just clamp it in and I can easily scrape and remove it really easily. So this works really nice, and it's super easy to make. So I wish I had thought of this earlier, because I probably did 20, 30 saw handles already. They probably took me 30 minutes each, just because it's a pain doing it that way. But with this, I was working yesterday on handles, and I think I did 8 of them in about, what was it, 30 minutes total. So it didn't take long at all, just because I had a secure surface where I can easily clamp it there. Come here, if I want to do top right here, clamp it down, and look at that. It's so much easier than having to be here and it. When I do it this way, it just creates little marks in the wood, and it doesn't look very nice. So love doing it this way. Alright, so over here is where I'll plane my handle down, and this is our current handle. But after each time I plane the handle down, which I didn't actually clean up yesterday, I'll usually take, I don't know where my little brush is, but, oh, here it is. So I'll brush all this in, and I'll make sure I don't get any of my brass screws. So I like having this nice and clean so I can see everything. So that's nice and clean. And what I'll do is I'll take the foam pad I have, And I'll take the handle. I like to start on this side. Don't know why, just I always do that. Clamp it down. Make sure it's not going to move on me. And then I have a planer over here. I use both these planers. I use low angle block planes because it gets a little bit, it's more for precision work. So for this style of work I'm doing right now, it's just perfect because, well, I'm doing low angle stuff. Or not low angle, but I am doing precision. So I'm just gonna bring that blade out. I'm gonna give it a few test runs and I'll have it set in just a second. Alright, so I got my plane set and I did a little bit of test run, and what I generally do is set it to where it's just barely pulling up any wood, so it doesn't, if I do something really stupid, it doesn't make a big screw up. So I'll just tighten it to the point where I want it, and I'll start planing it down, get rid of all the junk wood. And if it's really rough, it means you're going the wrong direction on your wood. Just rotate it. So when I'm done with this, I'll just rotate it to right about here. And I never want to have this on the edge because it'll actually cause the handle to stick up a little bit and just makes a big pain to do it that way. It's much easier just to stick it in a little bit. So I'll start at the very back to get it started, start planing it down again. And if there's any rough spots like there is right here, just plane it down. Alright, so once that's done, I'll take some sandpaper and I'll leave it clamped for now. No need to undo it. But I'll start using a 220? Yep, 220 grit. And it should really make it look really nice. And I'll bring you guys close. So I'll do the rest on my own because it's already a long video, and I'll do the other side by myself, and I'll see you guys when we're doing the other side, which will be in just a second. Alright, so here's what it looks like after, and here's what it looked before. So I don't know if you guys can see, but it's really dirty. This is clean. And we'll get it back to the dark color. That's not a problem. It's actually pretty dark. It's just, it's bright with my light. So it looks really nice. I love it. I almost sometimes want to leave the different colors because it looks really nice, but it's dirty all in the middle. If it was clean, I would leave it, but it's dirty, so I'll take care of that. So see you guys in a second. Alright, so got our handle, and I usually start at the top, just if you were wondering. And what I'm actually going to do, and I have in my pocket, is right here. I like to plane it down rather than use a card scraper. Don't know why. I like the top being really nice looking, because that's what you tend to see on a saw handle, is the flat surface and then the top. And that's what I display more of. So this makes for really quick work compared to anything else. And it's starting to back up on me. Alright, so all I have to do right here is kind of curve it up, give it a little push up, and it'll start looking nice. If it starts to tear out that way, just go the other way, go down. Mine works better going up for this one, it's not tearing out or anything. And you guys know you could use a knife for this, doesn't have to be a card scraper. You could use sandpaper, but sandpaper will take a lot longer, and it costs a lot more. So I just do the bulk like this, and then I'll hit it with sandpaper. So give it a nice smooth look. Gets rid of all the little scrape marks also. And there's just this little section that will not come out. There we go. So that looks good. And the little marks you guys are seeing, it's nothing. It's just oil on the saw handle, so it's fine. But it works really nice. It's really easy. Because, yeah, before doing the handle was my least favorite, so I have my cousin come over and actually do it. Which, he does handles more, and I do actually filing, so it worked out fine. But this is actually one of my favorite parts now, just because it's so easy and you get to work with your hands. Alright, this is where you want to be careful around this edge. It's not a big issue, but you'll have to go back with sandpaper or some sharp knife and fix it if you get these little scrape marks, or you'll just have to come by and scrape down. But that's extra work, so might as well take your time. When you get to the middle, like I am right now, you don't have to worry about it, but right when you come up to this edge, just take it slow. It's only going to take you a second or two more. And when we curve up, just put your hands there and be careful around this edge. Just hold the card scraper, knife, sandpaper, whatever you're using. Hold it wherever it's really comfortable in your hand, and just continue to fix the handle up. And this is a long enough video, so I'll do the blade restoration and possibly the pins in the next video. And just so you guys know what I do once I'm done with this, I'll take some sandpaper, just sand it down. Split my sandpaper. And then I'll take a rag right here and just wipe it down a little bit. But I'm not going to do it right here because I'm still working on it. And I'll be right back with my linseed oil and I'll show you. Alright, so I got my boiled linseed oil and just pouring a little bit on my hand, so no need to freak out. And rub it in. I'm trying to stay away from all of this because I still have to do that without you guys. But it takes up a nice color, almost like, looks like a curled cherry. Maybe not, but sure what it looks like. But this will soak in, it'll turn nice and dark to its original color. And this is actually a mixture of, it's coconut oil. It's 25% coconut oil, 25% olive oil, and the rest is linseed oil. So it's a natural mix. So that's why I'm not worried about getting my hands dirty. But it's starting to look really nice. This is before color, so it's really starting to make a difference. If you guys can see that. So it's really taking a color. This is one of my favorite looks. Well, actually, my favorite, I'll say, is a clean version of this. I have a few in my house, but I'm not in my house, so I can't show you. But yeah, this color, I love this color. Now, most saws, they're not actually that color, so which kind of bugs me. But anyway, that's what it'll. Oh, here's what it'll look like. Prime example would be this really nice color. That's what it's going to turn out to be. It still needs to be fixed on the bottom, but this is a very nice handle. It's a Simon's. But I will see you guys on the next video. See you guys later.